Hi, I'm an ex-addict. I've been clean for 3 years, but getting clean was really tough. I had a really hard time getting clean, even though I tried real hard. I had lots of family members, church members. I went through rehab. I went to jail. I had lots of issues with my drug addiction, but I'm very proud, that I have been clean for 3 years. So here's some information if you have a loved one that is struggling with addiction, or if you yourself is struggling and you're not sure, what's going on, or if you just want to understand addiction and better in general. First of all, addiction is a disease in the brain. Your brain changes, so therefore changes chemicals in your brain, and the way you act, the way you feel, causes you to be addicted. The addicted person does not care about the negative consequences that happens around them. As a matter of fact, there's about $6 billion annually spent on drug crimes from people who are addicted to drugs, stealing, and things like that to supply their habit. Family domestic violence rate goes up because people are not thinking or functioning on a normal level. You have a very high chance of going to jail or prison if you're addicted to drugs. You might wonder what happens to your brain when you're on drugs. Well, your brain normally produces dopamine when you have good things happen, like, physical interaction with people you care about, things like that, causes a dopamine, which is a feel-good chemical, to be released. Well, when you use a drug, that chemical is released, and you like it, you enjoy it, so therefore it's like a reward system. Every time you use that drug, it's producing that feeling, that feel-good feeling, and so you want that same feeling. Well, every time you use, you build a tolerance, and so therefore you have to use more and more until your brain is just, it kind of shuts down on making dopamine. It's just relying on that chemical. So when you're trying to quit, it makes it really tough because you're trying to get your normal dopamine function back up. Well, you have to have some time in between stopping using the drug and your dopamine function to rise. So therefore, you just go and use the drug to get the dopamine level back up. An addicted person who is largely addicted to drugs, they will shut their family out. They will shut out anybody who cares or is trying to accuse them or wondering what's going on in their life. Staying clean takes a lot of effort. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services reported that in 2009, 23 million people over the age of 21 were addicted to some type of substance. It is a chronic disease, so therefore it means it is a reoccurring disease. You have to maintain ongoing care, a continuing care, have an ongoing support system to get help with that. It is critical that your family is supportive and helps you and is understanding of your addiction, because it takes a whole lot of support. But them chemicals in your brain make it really tough to just get over and quit. You really need help. You really need a strong support system. You need a rehab. You need a support group. That is the end of my little understanding addiction. I hope you do have a better understanding, and I hope you do understand that recovery is a lifelong battle. It's not something that you just say, oh, I'm clean, I don't use no more, I don't need recovery no more, because you do. You'll always need to recover. You always need supportive people. You can never let your brain relapse to that thinking you can use just one time, because once you use that one time, you'll be right back in that cycle. I do have some sources that are very reliable that I use through my speech, and they are the National Drug Intelligence Center, and you can find that at www.justice.gov. The other one is www.cdc.gov. And you can check that out. And then I use the Global Burden of Disease and Injury and Economic Cost book. Those are all great sources that I use. They will help you find out more information. If you want to check them out, you can understand better yourself.